we're moving. Many of you know, and if you don't know, my husband is military, and so we finally have our orders set and everything in place. So we're moving. We are moving to Pennsylvania, and it has been such a whirlwind of securing, housing, and getting ready for all of the moving pieces that really have been running in place, or rolling in place, whatever you want to call it, for a while now, and everything is starting to take off. So that is number one. Number two is kind of like backtracking. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know that back in October, I went back to work, and I went back to work as a center director, and I have loved it. It has its challenges like any other job. However, I all around do love what I do, and I am forever grateful to be able to go back to an industry that I thought I was done with, to be honest with you. We'll get more into that part of it. But in any event, also having 3 kids will change your mindset on quite a few things. So there's that. But really excited. And yes, I went back to work in October. Yes, we are moving. No, unfortunately, I'm not transferring. So I got a whole other job. I'm still a center director. And it's just been blessings on blessings on blessings. We closed on our home in Pennsylvania last week. Was it last week? Yeah, so it was last week. So 1, we're moving. 2, I've been back to work since October, and I am in the midst of, starting a new job. And 3, my kids are thriving. They're doing very, very well. My husband is doing well. He is going into shore duty, and so that's what's taking us to Pennsylvania. And as far as me, I am still healing, y'all. I am still growing. I am still maturing. For the last year, I have opted out of therapy only because I had done a lot of self-work before I went to therapy. And then as I was in therapy, and moving closer to going back to work, I was finding myself stronger and more emotionally intelligent and able to control my emotions a lot more. And so when I went back to work, I made the decision that, hey, look, I don't know what my schedule is going to be. I will schedule an appointment once, I get acclimated. And then things started taking off, and I started getting adjusted to work, and I realized that a lot of the things that I was taking issue with, or I would typically have taken issue with, I wasn't. And so I wanted to see how far I could take myself without a safety net, if you will. So without relying on that therapy session every Monday, or at that point towards the end, I was every 2 weeks. So anyway, I wanted to really stretch that out. Like, okay, I had already went from every week to every 2 weeks, and each session was not emotionally taxing on me. And so I really just wanted to see if I could be out here and live a little bit and know that life happens for everybody, and I can handle at this juncture what life is throwing at me. And it was hard because when I went back to work, my first day there, Derek had left for, which deployment was this? He had left for a training that was 6 weeks long. And then he was only due to be back for like 3 or 4 weeks. And then he was gone 6 weeks, home 6 weeks, and then gone for 4 months. So in any event, when I started work, he was gone, and I was solo parenting, and getting the girls ready every morning, getting myself together, dropping Victoria off at school, and then having to be to work at said time. It was a lot, and it was not easy. And I did not regret it. It wasn't one of those things that's like that made me question my decision to return to work. It just kept me moving forward. Like, I equate it to when you start working out after you haven't worked out, which is going to be me in a while, and you're winded and you're not where you used to be, and it's just hard, but you got to keep pushing. It was like that. It was like, okay, this is what I wanted. Like, I'm enjoying what I'm doing too. And then the girls are able to expand their world, and I'm still able to be with them because everybody was at my center with me, all three girls. So that made it really easy. And I decided for me that this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep going. And it worked out. Okay. And I don't know. I'm so much better for it. It really took I'm not going to say it took a toll. It was really impactful for me to go back to work. And I say that because for a long time, I was home with my kids. I was home with my kids for 3 years. And that's what I wanted to do in that season of life. And so, but it got to a point where once my husband was back and learning that he was going out on another deployment, essentially back to back, no, I cannot continue to be everything to everybody. I cannot continue to push through this season in this manner. I need an outlet. I need a relief. I need something that is going to give me a break from wearing all of the hats. Like, I can't wear all of the hats. So that's where I made the decision to go back to work, because get somebody else to do it, because it was not going to be me. I was tired of being the chef, the chauffeur, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. I was tired. I could not do any more. I found myself just not spending as much time with them, and the time that I was spending, it wasn't quality anymore. I didn't have the motivation to plan trips to the museum and the library, and I was always, when I was towards the end of that, I was already towards me moving into the space of making a decision to go back to work. I found myself, when I was taking them to the library, when I was taking them to the museum, all of those things, as quickly as we got there, I was ready to go. Like, I don't have time, because I was thinking about, okay, I did all of this and now I got to do all of this. Now I got to think about where, lunch and all of this and how we're going to do it. And I was no longer packing the cute lunches and doing the cute lunch boxes and having everything spread out. So now when I'm giving out lunch, everybody is having something to say. By everybody, I mean my kids. It's 3 of them. It sounds like a lot. And so therefore, AKA everybody. So now everybody's fussing and fighting because I didn't take the time to plan accordingly for, I know this child doesn't like that. I know this child wants this. If you do for one, you got to do for all. And it was just becoming a lot, because who gets purple and who gets pink? And now nobody likes red and nobody likes teal. And everybody wants purple and everybody wants pink. And it was just becoming a lot. Going back to work gave me that mental space of, they have a teacher who's going to sit with them and be patient with them, and they have a teacher that's going to love on them throughout the day, and I still get to visit with them and I still get to do activities with them, but I'm not in full capacity in a time where social media, especially when it comes to motherhood, there is the who's better, or who made the best decision, the career mom, the stay-at-home mom, the work from home mom, the entrepreneur mom, the in-between all of that mom. And I say, do whatever is going to make you a happy mom. Okay? Like, if going back to work is going to make you happy and you can balance that aspect, working outside of the home and motherhood, and you balance that better than being home with your kids all day, do that. if being home with your kids and pouring into them and doing all of the things and, you know, making sure their academics is on par for the older children, and you're actually like homeschooling them, if that makes you happy, do that. You know, if you want to own a business, run a business, and be a mother, and you can balance that role better in your capacity that you are following your dreams and you are kicking ass and taking names, do that. Like, there's so many aspects of being a mom. And yes, being a parent, but I'm not a man, so I can't speak to fatherhood and all of that. So, you know, but as a mom, there are so many aspects to our mental load and what we have the capacity for, and all of the things. Like, our hormones are still balancing out if we have young children. It is now said it takes 2 years for a woman to get back to feeling like her normal self. And it's like, 2 years is not really real, because for me, 2 years out, when the twins were 2 years old, I was 3 years out from burying our second child. Feel like myself after twins, after a stillborn. I'm just now feeling like myself, and Nova will be 5 in December. The twins will be 4 in October, and Victoria will be 7. And when I sit down and I think about how I got pregnant in 2016, I had Victoria in 2017, my body rested in 2018, in 2019 I was pregnant with Nova. I also lost Nova in 2019. Then I turned around and got pregnant with the twins in 2020 and delivered them in 2020. 7 years. My body was not at rest. My body was not normal. My weight fluctuated. My cycle fluctuated. I had fibroid issues in between all of that. Like, so once your children are here and you are recovering, whatever it is that makes you happy, do that. So, you know, I don't want to be super long-winded with this video, because it is just a life update and not a something we're diving deep into. But some of that stuff, obviously, I had to get off of my chest, and I have been wanting to do this video for a very long time, like at the top of summer, but so many things kept happening. But now y'all know we're moving. So, you know, as we get closer, or as we gear up to move, I will do more on that. As I get more into my new job and my new role, I will take you all on the journey of that as well. I'm so happy to be back. My intent is to do Fridays with Fee. And it will just be, you know, I don't know if it'll be vlog style. I don't know if it'll be a sit down. I don't know. I'm just out here living. Just happy to get back in the space of wanting to make content, because for a while I didn't feel like it. I didn't want to. And so I stopped doing things I didn't feel like. You know, that I didn't feel like doing and I didn't have to do. And I'm proud of me, and I'm gonna stop talking now, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next video. Bye.